Robin, I'm going to be emailing you with names of songs to let you pick where you want, because I'm hoping to get my slide things back to Rabbi Barbara sometime this week. I'm going to run out to her borough office and try to stop by Temple Concord on my way up. So I will email you because I'm the person who's singing to help pick the songs, because you're going to be leading the singing.
So we are on Facebook. So we wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom for a few more moments until we are ready to have Havdalah and say goodbye to Shabbat, but we're not there yet. So I'm going to turn things over to Rabbi Rachel Esserman, for sharing a story with us tonight.
Oh, thank you. I decided this year that I was going to start Hanukkah stuff early, right? I mean, November 1st, the Hallmark Channel has been showing Christmas movies. If they can have 2 months worth of Christmas movies, then we can have several weeks worth of Hanukkah stories. And some of them are really good. Tonight's is a story that's funny, which is I've got some serious ones. I've got some other ones, but I actually, this week when I took this story into the chaplaincy work that I do this week, and I wore Hanukkah socks. I figure, again, if people can start having Christmas decorations, it's not that many weeks. So usually the holiday comes and it's like, ooh, so this year I decided I was going to really get in the mood and prepare. So this story takes place in Prague several centuries ago. Rabbi Judah of Prague once took a great lump of clay and molded it into the shape of a giant man. He wrote a magic word on the creature's forehead, and the giant came to life. Rabbi Judah called his giant golem, which means lump. The golem could not speak, but it could do many other things: dig, hammer, nail, paint, plaster, cook. It could plant a garden. It could wash clothes. It could dry and iron them. The golem could do whatever anyone asked it to and do it well. And if you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking, which is not part of the original story, but that I would like one of those. Wow, wouldn't that be awesome to have someone who would do everything? And, snow shoveling, they weren't worrying about that in Prague. But there was a problem. The golem didn't know when to stop. It kept working and working and working and working and working and working until someone cried, "Golem, enough." One winter's day, Rabbi Judah found himself with much to do and very little time to do it. The first night of Hanukkah was going to arrive that evening. He needed to show Basha, his new housemaid, how to prepare for the holiday. Then he had to leave at once to meet with Emperor Rudolph at the royal palace. Rabbi Judah told Basha, "You can sweep, dust, and mop the floor. Then when that's done, make latkes. I'm expecting a lot of guests tonight. We'll need plenty of latkes to feed them." "How many should I make?" Basha asked. "As many as you have time for," Rabbi Judah replied. "How about him?" she said, pointing to the golem standing in the corner of the pantry. Now, Rabbi Judah hesitated. He'd never allowed anyone to use the golem when he wasn't present. However, Basha seemed like a level-headed girl. She had a lot of work to do, so maybe it was only fair that he would let her have some help. "You may use the golem," Rabbi Judah told her. "Tell him what to do, and he will do it. But you must never leave the house when he is working. The golem does not know when to stop. He will keep doing whatever he is doing until someone says, 'Golem, enough.'" "Don't worry, Rabbi," Basha said, waving as he left off to see the emperor. "The golem and I will take care of everything. The house will be spick and span, all ready for Hanukkah when you come home." "Well, golem," said Basha, "let's get busy. Mop the floor." The golem filled a bucket with hot water. He took a mop and mopped the kitchen until Basha cried, "Golem, enough." The mop clattered to the ground. The clay giant stood perfectly still. "I'll empty the bucket. Use dust and sweep." Be careful not to break anything. The golem began dusting and sweeping while Basha carried the bucket of dirty water outside and emptied into the gutter. While she was there, she stopped to have a chat with the neighbors and then a little chat with the other neighbors. And by the time she came back, the golem had dusted and swept the house 3 times. He was getting ready to do it again when Basha cried, "Golem, enough!" His broom clattered to the floor. Thought Basha. The golem does a fine job, as long as he's around. I don't think I'm going to have to do any work at all. Let's see if he can make latkes. Basha turned to the golem. "Golem, make latkes," she said. The golem began peeling potatoes and chopping onions. He mixed them up in a great bowl with eggs, salt, pepper, and a meal. He began frying the latkes in a stove on a huge iron pan. Basha tasted the first one. "Ooh, these are good," she said. "I see you know how to make latkes, golem. Keep working. Don't stop till I get back." She took off her apron and went to visit her friend Mary, who worked for a family living down the street. Okay, you can all tell that something is going to be coming because she's not supposed to leave him alone. The golem kept working. Peel, chop, mix, fry. Peel, chop, mix, fry, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The latkes filled the kitchen, then the pantry, then the parlor. Peel, chop, mix, fry. Peel, chop, mix, fry. Over and over and over again, the golem made the latkes. Latkes pushed open the door of the house and tumbled out into the street. Meanwhile, Rabbi Judah had a long talk with the emperor. Basha drank tea and gossiped with her friend Mary. The golem made latkes. Peel, chop, mix, fry. Peel, chop, mix, fry. The latkes began piling up in the streets of Prague. They topped the city walls. People began fleeing from the mountains of latkes that grew higher and higher, and still the golem worked. Peel, chop, mix, fry. Peel, chop, mix, fry. Peel, chop, mix, fry. All of a sudden, the Emperor Rudolph glanced out his window. Something in the skyline caught his eye. "Isn't the Church of St. Stephen the tallest building in Prague?" "It is," said Rabbi Judah. "Then what's that?" the Emperor Rudolph asked, pointing out the window. They rushed to the balcony. In the distance, they could see a golden brown mountain rising above the rooftops. The wind carried towards them, and what did it smell like? Fried potatoes. "Excuse me, Your Majesty," said Rabbi Judah. "I must return home." Getting home wasn't easy. Latkes blocked most of the city street. Fleeing crowds clogged the highways. They were trying to get us fast away from these latkes. Rabbi Judah arrived home to find latkes blocking the door of his house. He couldn't even get in. He had to climb up and climb through an upstairs window. Slipping and sliding over the piles of latkes, he forced his way into the kitchen. There he saw the golem standing by the stove. "Peel, chop, mix, fry. Peel, chop, mix, fry." "Golem, enough!" Rabbi Judah cried. Just then Basha appeared. "Where have you been?" Rabbi Judah demanded. "Visiting my friend Mary," Basha said. "I had such a good time. I stayed longer than I expected. Then I had to go back to borrow a ladder so I could get into the house through the second floor." She looked at the heaps of latkes. "Oh dear, what a mess. That golem must have clay for brains. He really doesn't know when to quit." They climbed back outside. "Didn't I tell you not to leave the house when the golem was working?" Rabbi Judah said. Basha shrugged. "I forgot. I'll do better next time." Rabbi Judah didn't have time to scold her. "Hanukkah's almost here," he said. "Our guests are arriving soon. What are we going to do with all these latkes?" "What else do you do with latkes?" Basha said. "Eat them." And so they did. Rabbi Judah invited all of Prague to come to his Hanukkah party. Emperor Rudolph came with his court, bringing wagon loads of course, applesauce and sour cream. People trooped in from the countryside to join the feasting. There were so many latkes that the party lasted all 8 days and night of Hanukkah. When Hanukkah was over, the latkes were gone. Every last one has been eaten. Rabbi Judah shook his head and talked to Basha. I don't know whether to reward you or get rid of you. Reward me, Basha said. You're going to need me soon. Purim's coming. Purim, exclaimed Rabbi Judah. I hope you won't ask the golem to make Humintashen. Can a golem make Humintashen? Basha wondered. A faint smile crossed the golem's face. Humintashen, why not? a bit of a silly story, but I kind of like that. I wouldn't mind, like I said, having one of those around, but you cannot leave him alone. You have to be careful.
Thank you. It was a fun one. And we always thought that the Helm stories were a little bit, far-fetched or absurd. This one was definitely even more so, with the latkes covering the whole town. But you never know, right? So hopefully you have your juice or wine, Havdalah candle, even if you don't have everything. Hopefully you can have something sweet to smell. And you can, of course, always enjoy all of our flames. And if you have something to drink when we make the kiddush. So please join me with the blessings. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen. Set that down. And I decided for my bisamim tonight for my spices that the sweetest smell I had around is my etrog. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'samim borei minei v'samim. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei me'orei ha'esh borei me'orei ha'esh. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol ben or l'choshen ben yom hashvi'i l'sheshet yemei ha'aseh. Baruch atah Adonai hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol. We'll take an extra few moments just to savor all of our symbols of Shabbat, our experiences from this Shabbat, to hold us to savor all the way through till next week and next Shabbat. And then when you're ready, we'll put our candles out in our wine or juice. Boy, on beeswax, the wine stays. We sing Eliyahu Hanavi. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. Bimera v'yamenu, Yavo Eleinu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. I invite you to unmute so we can sing Shavua Tov together. Shavua Tov, 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 a good week, a week of peace, a gladness reign, and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, a gladness reign, and joy increase. Shavua Tov to everyone, a good week and a time of hopefully being productive and positive as we move forward into the new week. So we say goodbye to those people who are with us on Facebook, and you can join us Friday evening at 7:30, and again Saturday at 7.